South Sudan is yet to recover from the clashes of 8th July between forces loyal to South Sudan President Salva Kiir and his former Vice President Dr. Riek Machar. A policy think tank and private research organization, the Advocates Coalition for Development and Environment, ACCORD, organized a seminar in Kampala involving key players in South Sudan, stakeholders in Uganda, and members of the public. South Sudan Minister of Federal Affairs, Dr. Richard Mulla, who belongs to SPLM in opposition, explained that they had to replace their leader, Dr. Riek Machar, in the unity government after he fled because the peace process had to continue.
Unless all the three are available, it is difficult to implement the peace agreement.
One of the biggest obstacles to the peace process is the presence of two armies, the National Army controlled by President Salva Kiir and Machar's troops.
If you wanted South Sudan to get out of this situation, then it is good with Tabandenga. They are even now is expediting the issue of uniting the army so that we have only one army.
An economics lecturer at the Makerere University Business School, Ramadan Gobi, who presented a paper on the economic impact of the war, says Uganda's economy has lost a lot since the first outbreak of violence in 2013.
Export performance has been almost linked to how the Sudan environment is performing. Since 2005, this has been the case.
On why Ugandan traders have been hit hard because of the war, Gobi said they failed to make clear predictions on the South Sudan market.
So to me, I think the best way forward is to look for other markets within the region which can kind of compensate for these losses. And Rwanda, DR Congo, especially DR Congo, and of course Kenya, they offer very good alternatives.
South Sudanese Minister Dr. Richard Mulla says the crisis has also seriously dented the young country's economy.
It's extremely bad because our economy has fallen terribly. We are not producing anything, and we are just importing things from abroad, and all that is done. It requires a lot of dollars. The dollar rate has risen very highly.
But President Kiir's spokesperson, Ateni Wek Ateni, said the situation in South Sudan has been grossly misrepresented and urged outsiders to give space to the South Sudanese to resolve their differences.
Because of your media is not, positively positive, understanding the situation in South Sudan. You are scaring off your own businessmen, when in actual fact South Sudan has returned to normal.
Dr. Mulla said all efforts are being made to restore the battered economy.
We expect to undertake a lot of reforms in the financial sector, and there is also going to be some funds for reparation of those who have lost in the war, including the Ugandan business people.
Uganda's State Minister of Foreign Affairs in charge of international relations, Okello Oryem, advised South Sudan to work with their neighbors to restore peace.
We want this country, we don't want this country, we want it modified in such a way. We want such a number, in such a what kind of weapons you can bring, and those kind of weapons can bring in. That can be discussed. That's the way to deal with it diplomatically. And I think my advice would be we should do it in that way.
Walter Mwesije, NTV.
There's that something